Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to cut right through all the noise and build a simple, powerful blueprint for a longer, better life. We're going to draw on both modern science and the timeless wisdom of the world's healthiest people to give you some clear, actionable steps.
You know, it feels like there's a new superfood or some must-do workout popping up every single week, right? It is so easy to feel completely buried under this avalanche of advice. But what if the real secret to a longer, healthier life isn't about adding more and more to your checklist? What if it's about building a stronger foundation?
So today, that's what we're doing. We're cutting through it all. We are going to build a simple but really powerful framework based on what the world's longest-lived people and top scientists actually agree on. And listen, this isn't about some radical overhaul. It's about building 4 foundational pillars, one small habit at a time.
Okay, so it all starts with our first pillar, syncing your biology. Now, this isn't about the latest tech or fancy supplements. Nope, it's about getting back to basics and working with your body's ancient natural rhythms instead of constantly fighting against them.
It's honestly amazing how simple yet powerful this is. The single most important signal for your body's internal 24-hour clock is light. Just 10 minutes of morning sun can trigger a healthy cortisol spike that wakes you right up. It even sets a timer for melatonin. That's the sleep hormone to be released later that night. But on the flip side, all that blue light from our screens in the evening, it actively slams the brakes on that melatonin, which totally disrupts the deep, restorative sleep that we all desperately need.
So after a full night's sleep, your body has gone hours and hours without water. I mean, think about it. Every single one of your cells is basically thirsty. And this brings us to the surprisingly important topic of smart hydration.
We are mostly water, so even a tiny dip in hydration can totally tank your mood and your focus. A super simple but effective habit is to start your day with a big glass of filtered water. And hey, here's a pro tip. Add a tiny pinch of quality sea salt. That gives you trace minerals like sodium and magnesium, which actually help pull that water into your cells for way more effective hydration.
Okay, now that we've synced our body's clock, let's talk about what we put into it and how we use it. This brings us right to Pillar 2, fuel and move with intention. And here, we're going to see this fascinating blend of ancient wisdom and modern science.
In Okinawa, Japan, one of the world's famous blue zones for longevity, people live by this really simple mantra. It represents a profound mental shift away from that common habit of, eating until you're completely stuffed.
This practice is called hara-hachi-bu, and the science behind it is just fascinating. There's about a 20-minute delay between your stomach being physically full and your brain getting that, hey, I'm full message. So by stopping at 80%, you create this natural buffer that allows those signals to catch up, which prevents overeating without you ever feeling deprived. Pretty smart, huh?
And get this, simple changes in your environment can make a huge difference. For example, research shows that just by switching from a 12-inch dinner plate to a 10-inch one, people eat up to 23% less food, and they do it completely unconsciously. A smaller plate just makes a normal portion look more satisfying to our brains.
Now, when it comes to movement, our minds often jump straight to intense gym sessions. But the world's longest-lived people, well, they teach us a totally different lesson. Their health is built on a foundation of constant, low-intensity motion.
This is the difference between what scientists call NEAT, or non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and formal exercise. Just think of it as all the walking, gardening, and even fidgeting you do all day versus a structured 30-minute run. Now, both are really important, but here's the key. A single workout can't undo the negative effects of sitting for 8 hours straight. The real goal is to find ways to weave more of this natural movement into your entire day.
Okay, so we've covered our biology, our fuel, and our movement. But none of that works in a vacuum. And this brings us to Pillar 3, mastering your inner state. This is so critical because your mental and emotional health are not separate from your physical health. They are deeply, biologically intertwined. Chronic stress isn't just a bad feeling. It's a physical reality. Research from the American Psychological Association found that it physically impacts the health of a staggering 77% of people. It contributes to everything from high blood pressure to a weakened immune system.
So how do we actively manage that stress? Well, one of the most scientifically backed tools is a daily gratitude practice. And this isn't just some nice idea. Research shows that consistently practicing gratitude by journaling, sharing, and reflecting can actually rewire your brain to focus on the positive, leading to measurable increases in happiness.
The people in the blue zones have this powerful word for this deep inner drive, ikigai. It literally means your reason to get up in the morning.
And having this strong sense of purpose is a proven, powerful predictor of a longer, healthier life. And, it's maybe the ultimate antidote to chronic stress.
Of course, our inner state doesn't exist in isolation. It's deeply influenced by our relationships. And this leads us to our final pillar, and honestly, it might be the most overlooked of all. Connect to your world. We often think of health as this individual thing, but we humans are social creatures, and our connections are a biological necessity.
So just how necessary are these connections? A massive meta-analysis revealed a really staggering statistic. People with strong social ties have a 50% increased likelihood of a longer life. To put that into perspective for you, that's a health impact comparable to quitting smoking. Wow.
The Okinawans have a tradition that just beautifully embodies this principle, the moai. It's essentially a dedicated social circle, a group of friends who commit to supporting each other for life, through all the ups and downs. Think of it as a powerful, formalized social safety net.
This concept really highlights a crucial modern contrast. The deep, tangible support of a real-world community like a moai stands in stark opposition to the often superficial nature of many of our digital connections. In fact, some research links excessive online social time to higher rates of anxiety, which just reminds us of the immense value of investing in real, face-to-face connection.
So there we have it, our 4 pillars: syncing our biology, fueling and moving with intention, mastering our inner state, and connecting to our world. But how do you actually implement all this? Well, it all comes down to one final, powerful idea. True, lasting health isn't built with one perfect day or some frantic week-long detox. No, it's the sum of the small, positive choices you make consistently, day after day. It's just like compound interest. These small habits build on each other over time, and that leads to profound results.
And research actually gives us a target for that consistency. On average, it takes about 66 days for a new action to become an automatic habit, something you just do without even thinking about it. So the goal isn't to be perfect for a week, it's to be consistent for just a little over 2 months.
Look, trying to build this entire foundation at once can feel overwhelming, so just don't. Remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's progress. Looking at these 4 pillars, the only question that matters right now is this one: which single brick will you lay first?